So this question is the inequality x plus 5 times x minus 1 squared is greater than 0. So I want to solve it as an equal. X plus 5 times x minus 1 squared equals 0, which means x plus 5 is 0, or x minus 1 is 0, or x minus 1 squared is 0 if you want to say that. So x is negative 5 or x is 1. Okay. The inequality sign is greater than, not greater than or equal to. So that tells me that these points, negative 5 and 1, are not true statements because they would lead to 0, not a number larger than 0. Since those would not be true statements, those are open circles. Now I've got to test numbers in each interval and see if they are true or not. 0 is between negative 5 and 1, and that's the one I usually like to try first. So if I plug in 0 for x, that gives me 0 plus 5 times 0 minus 1 squared. Is that bigger than 0? 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 minus 1 is negative 1 squared. Is that bigger than 0? Is 5 times 1 bigger than 0? Yes, it is. So I'm going to shade here. Let's go to the left of negative 5. How about negative 6? So we'll plug negative 6 in to that and see what we get. Plugging negative 6 into x plus 5 times x minus 1 squared. What is that going to give me? Negative 6 plus 5 times negative 6 minus 1 squared. Is that bigger than 0? Negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. Negative 6 minus 1 is negative 7 squared. Is that bigger than 0? Is negative 1 times positive 49 bigger than 0? Is negative 49 bigger than 0? That's no. So I'm not going to shade that direction. And then there's one other that I have to try, and that's beyond 1. So if I'm beyond 1, the reasonable choice would be 2. We're going to plug that in into x plus 5, x minus 1 squared, and see if that's bigger than 0. So that'll be 2 plus 5 times 2 minus 1 squared. Is that bigger than 0? 2 plus 5 is 7. 2 minus 1, 1 squared bigger than 0. 7 times 1 bigger than 0. 7 bigger than 0. That's also yes. Now, it doesn't usually happen that you get yeses next to each other. Most of the time, it alternates. Yes, no, yes, no. But here's the rare circumstance where we have 2 yeses next to each other. So what is my answer in interval notation going to be? Round bracket, negative 5 to 1. Round bracket, union 1 to infinity. So 1 is missing here, but that's what we're going for. Now, let's see if we can get a feel for what this looks like on the graphing calculator. So let's go ahead and plug it in and see where is this thing greater than 0. So I have x plus 5 times x minus 1 squared. Where is it greater than 0? So I'm going to look at the picture. I will start with zoom standard, I think. I'm imagining I'm going to have to adjust at least the y's to see a good part of the picture. I'm not sure if I hit the zoom. Ah, okay, not too bad. I need a lot more positive y. I don't need a whole lot more negative y. So maybe times 4. Let's see if that works. See if that gives us a reasonable picture. Yep. So where is it greater than 0? Well, from this x value to this x value, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, from negative 5 to 1, then it hits 0. Where is it again bigger than 0? Also 1 to infinity. So negative 5 to 1, union 1 to infinity is where it's bigger than 0, which is what we said on the paper, right? Negative 5 to 1, union 1 to infinity. So the graph should support the work that you get by doing it algebraically.